I'll have a link, and that way, if you want to watch it without going through the Zoom link, that'll let you watch it in an anonymous way. But I hope you're on the Zoom link, because then I can work with you live in just a minute. I'm going to take a couple of people from the group, and it's such a great way to do this. So let me just grab this link, and here we go. Okay, so this is going to be good here. Okay. Okay, so it's a very short email coming through with the YouTube link. But I'm hoping you're on live. Anyway, here we go. A couple little things. It's kind of cool to have this kind of technology, because it lets me do stuff without having to have a tech guy. I really don't know this tech stuff. I don't even have an iPhone or any kind of smartphone. And there's other reasons for that too. But if you're ever interested in launching your own online kind of stuff, let me know, and I can hopefully get you a lot of shortcuts that I found. All right, so we are good to go. Yes, that is good. All right, so welcome everybody. So good to see you. Let me look at the chat room, see how everybody's doing. Hey, Ispan. Hi, Sandy. Awesome. Sponge, great. Brand new, just finished the book. Oh, just finished Lighten Up today. I loved it. I do not know how to ask for your help in here, but I could use some. It's been a rough year. Okay, so Sponge, in a bit, I'm going to be grabbing people from the group and then working on them, so I could work with you. And for everybody that wants to comment, you can click on the little button. I think it's at the bottom, or it might be at the top, on the side or on the top left somewhere. A place to click on all panelists and attendees if you want everybody to see what you say. And then I can check in with you guys. Okay, so let's just see who all's here. Who's here live? So Cheryl, Istvan, Jeffrey, Judy, Pamela, Sandy, Sequoia, Sponge, Tio, Tony. All right, and everybody else can be watching later. You can watch again live. Watch again later as well. Let me just see. Okay, all right. Okay, so today, you might have already felt it some. I've been playing in this energetic state for you this morning, and so some of you might have already felt that things are changing. And it's one of my secrets is that I do things ahead of time so that it's already set. So it's already shifting, in some ways already done by the time we show up. And it's a cool technology. And if you're working with me more closely, like some of you I know have worked with me one-on-one in a variety of ways, either in this group or the Enlighten Up course or one-on-one. If you've worked with me, you know sometimes I've shown you how to do this. So I can do that for you if you want, and just let me know. And what I want to talk about today, there's something that that's happened over the last couple of years. And for those of you that are new, it's been, I'll fill you in, and everybody else might get a little bit more info about this. But what happened was, you know, in all the hardship that Jen and I went through, my wife, in rebuilding our lives up here, we had to figure out a lot of stuff. And a lot of it was to figure out how to do our business again and how to do it at a distance, you know, over the internet instead of in person. And we just didn't know what to do. So we got some coaches and we got training and all the stuff to actually do to get our message out there. I actually had a paper schedule just like 2.5, 3 years ago. I was still using a paper schedule. And so I had to get to figure out all the tech stuff, the technology things. And one of my friends who's actually on this call today told me about a guy that was using a technique that seemed really simple. You know, we were both using matrix energetics and a lot of advanced energetic technologies. And he said, it just seems very simple, you know, but he seems to be very, very, very successful, like as in making a lot of money and having a big impact in the world. And so I looked at it and I thought, yeah, that's just too simple. And I got his some of his stuff, And it was just like, I kept going through like, it's too simple. Like, yeah, thanks a lot. That's really nice. Good job. You're just starting along, I can tell. And, and, and I kept missing it, I guess, So at some point in this last couple of years, somewhere in there, I started studying a little bit more deeply. And I started using this one technique that I'm going to show you today and use with you. And I tend to get up early. That's when I do my best work. It's quiet. I'm in the zone. At night, I'm just falling asleep. So I was up early doing my thing, this kind of a meditation thing. You can hardly call it a meditation. And Jen was starting to tell me, what are you doing? She's like, what are you doing? Because what we were noticing was more people were getting me and getting my work. There was a doctor from Bellingham that was calling me and wanting to send me people, even though we don't take insurance. There were people more from around the world finding me and on my YouTube thing and wanting to work with me. And I was like, wow, we've been doing all this work to get everything working. And then I started doing this meditation type thing. And then things really started to improve. And I'm going down to San Diego in a few days to do 4 full days of it in December. And what I've noticed, I started showing it to my clients, and of course, using it with my clients. And then and they were telling me it was from ancient technologies, yoga and Buddhism and Zen stuff, and so that I was getting lots of data that this was a really powerful technique. And then I started realizing that, wow, these other teachers that I've been following along the way were telling me all along, and I missed it. And then other ones that I hadn't heard of before, but I had heard of since then. I would check in with them and like, oh my goodness, they're using the same thing, but I didn't realize it. And even this one guy that was, he got over his fear of heights, and he was in a Buddhist monastery this summer, and there's a story about it, but he got over his fear of heights. And when he was describing this story to me, the technique he used was this technique. And so I asked him about it, and he said, oh, it's this really old meditation thing. And I looked it up, and it looks like there's a lot of stuff that's not known about Buddha, but it looks like the technique that Buddha used, maybe the technique he used to become enlightened. And so now I was getting a lot of data that this is really cool. But the best part of the data was we were noticing a change in our physical lives, the abundance thing. And I love running. And so I can tell how my body feels when I run, right? If you're an athlete or you use your body in a physical way, you can tell if something's better or different, because the next time you run or do your sport or walk or exercise, you can feel the difference. And I'm used to doing a lot of Qigong as well. And as I was doing, so the only thing I added in was this technique. And I noticed that some of my Qigong moves, I was able to do much more deeply, like as in better motion through one of these things called a wall squat than ever before, even though I hadn't been trying to work on it. I'd been trying to work on it for years, but it was only at a certain level, and it got to a much deeper level. So physically, I was better. And my running, physically, I was better. And it's like, wow, I've been doing this meditation thing, and our money is improving, and my physical body is improving. And so what happened next was really, really cool, because with all the obstacles and all the hardship and all the stuff that I've gotten over the years, and especially the last few years, rebuilding our lives, I got real clarity that the obstacles are actually the miracles. And that's like very nice metaphysical, airy-fairy, law of attraction kind of way to think, like, isn't that nice, Ralph? The obstacles are the way, and the obstacles are the miracles, and be grateful for them. But it's like, no, I got it in a real way, that those obstacles are these huge doorways into amazing healing. And so we'll talk about that a little bit, but then I want to get right into it. Does that sound good? So let me know if that makes a little sense, like just kind of chat in a little bit. Yeah, your pain is the strength, but there's something it's like so cool. You don't have to continue to have the pain. You do get a lot of pain from being in it, but I think you're going to really like the way you can actually use this. So greetings from Hawaii. Awesome. All right. Okay. So all right. So let's see. So what I love to do is I like to make sure things change for people. Like I want to know, does something change? So what you can do, you're already in the state. So you're already different than just a few minutes ago and half an hour ago, because of interacting with us here, with me and with us and the space and the energy and whatever this is. But what you can do is test things for yourself, like your neck, your shoulders, your back, walk around, just get a little test. Even if you've done this each week, each time we do this with me, just do it again, just to get a sense of, okay, here's how you feel walking. Here's how you feel with your arms moving. Here's how you feel as far as looseness or tightness here or here, bending backwards, bending forwards, walking around, and feel what you feel. So take a moment. And if something changes for you, like your shoulder gets looser or your neck is looser or your walking is different, what I've noticed with this is it's not just that's different. It's just that we haven't tested everything yet, like your finances and your relationships and your life's work and all sorts of stuff. So when something changes like that fast, something changes in your physical body, we don't know all the stuff that just changed. But you can notice what's different since this interaction, especially if you're new. It's going to be kind of cool. But you can notice what's different. And if you've been with me for a while, you can notice how life is these days compared to before you started doing this kind of stuff, interacting with me in this work. So testing and retesting is really cool for a bunch of reasons. One is I know if it works. And so I got clarity that it works. Two, it works. And your body and being knows that it works. And then your body, your being can really run with it, can go, oh, wow, this is going to shift some stuff. Let's pay attention. So all right, Crohn's cramps already have eased. Great, awesome. So it's already happening. And there's a technology where by the time you've asked, it's already answered. It's in the spiritual traditions and promises. It's in quantum physics. It's in this work, this matrix energetics and beyond. We're going to be doing a lot of different things. Matrix is one of them. And I'll be doing a lot of them for you and to help you. And then and I'm going to be showing you this thing. All right. So let's see. I'll read through everybody's emails. So thank you for those. Feel free to leave anything in the chat room, anything else. Whatever you wrote is included. And if you forgot something, it's included. So there's that. Let me just see, do I look at anything else? I got your stuff. Okay. Okay. So let's go. And what you can do too is put an intention out there of what you would like. If something were to be done for you today, what might that be? That's it. That's it. Okay, so while I do stuff, my part, the energetic part, the part that I'll do, and I might say things or I might not, I'm going to show you this technique, and it's really useful. So let's do it this way first. Think of something that really bugs you. Like for that one guy, it was fear of heights. For some people, it might be the sounds of people eating, just bugs them. Or the sound of somebody's voice. Or paying bills. Or the commute you have. Or living where you live and you really want to live somewhere else. Or something that causes you a lot of angst. And if it causes you a lot of angst, just then you don't have to really think about it too much. It's already up for you. It's already positioned to heal. But if you're just kind of sitting there quietly, no big deal, think of something that really bugs you. It's like, oh, if that could change. You mean if that person quit bugging me? Or if I actually had enough money to go visit my family, or if I could change this job thing, or my coworker. Yeah, there you go. Or something that's scaring you, like, about to start a new job, or have a new way of working, or money concerns, or like, oh my goodness, how am I going to pay that bill coming up in the end of the month? Or not enough money for Christmas or holidays. Whatever brings you some, whatever brings up your stuff. Okay, now this is really simple, but really easy to miss, and really easy to just not do, because it's just so easy and simple. But the hard part is keeping on it. So I'm going to ask a question, and then I'm going to have you do a process. Sound good? Okay, so now that that's pulled up, you can quit thinking about it, just let it go, and bring your attention inside your body as I do what I do. And you're going to bring your attention inside your body right now. There's a bunch of people on this call, and we're all connected. So this is a very powerful healing space for you. But right now, your mission, if you choose to accept it, right, is to put your attention inside your body and notice what's happening in your body right now, inside your skin. That's it. And when you notice it, if you're calling it anxiety or fear or frustration or worry, I get it, but what does it actually feel like? The actual physical feeling. And there's a power of doing this in groups. So if you've been doing this, and this is not new to you, if you already know this idea, right now is a really good time to do it. All your heart's desires are right there. And there's a lot of people here in heart space. So a really good time to take the time and put your attention on what's happening in your body right now. And what you're looking for is the physical feeling. Like, is there pressure somewhere? Is there a physical pain somewhere? Is there twisting or pressure or something? And whenever you catch yourself calling it some emotion like fear or anxiety or frustration, gently bring your attention back to, but what does it feel like? What's this physical sensation in your body right now? And then your job is to get really clear on what that is, just like you're a reporter, and you're going to report back in and let us know what it is. What is it doing? What's it doing? Not what it is. What is it doing? Is it moving? Is it still? Is it thick? Is it pressure? Is it twisty? What's it doing? And keep your attention right on it. And even though it seems very simple, it's got some profound things. And I could tell you why I think it works. But right now, just go with this. There you go. Because the most important thing is for you to feel it. Feel it completely, totally, without the story, without the worry or the frustration or fear. Just what does it feel like? There you go. It's shifting. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keeping your attention on what's happening in your body right now. As simple as this is, you're here now. So you can take the time and just do the simple but very specific thing. and keep your attention right on what's happening in your body right now, without the words, without the story, without trying to fix it. Out of all the stuff I can do, and I'm doing right now for you, what you're doing with this, what's happening in your body technique is profound. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep your attention on what's happening in your body right now. That's it. Yeah, it feels like heavy weight on your body. So notice that heavy weight or sponge. Notice how big it is. Notice the shape of it. Notice, what is it doing? Where is it and what is it doing? What's happening in there? Keep your attention right on it. You're doing great. And everybody else, whatever you're feeling, what's happening in there? What's it doing? Keep your attention on it. And you can put your attention, there you go, on the most intense part of the most intense part. And keep it right there. Awesome. There you go. Whether you're working on business or a medical condition like Crohn's, or you're moving, or you have a new job, or you're looking for a job, or you've got a new diagnosis and you're scared, whatever it is, you can come to peace with it, not with trying to come to peace with it, but by noticing what's happening in your body right there and keeping your attention on it. There you go. And your attention is the flame. It's going to burn it off. It's going to burn off whatever that is. Yeah. And what's cool about that is the other side is after it's burned off is really different in the physical world. And you'll get to a point where you'll realize that the problem, the issue that's gone now, that's done, the problem truly was a miracle. It was a stepping stone. It was kind of like a stepping stone towards what you really want. And it's incredible that that was the way it was supposed to go. And what's happening in your body and noticing it and keeping your attention on it is a way to notice that's is a way to clear out whatever is in the way of whatever that miracle is. Not quite the right words, but I think you get it. So, okay, wait. And don't wait. Okay, so I'd love to hear what people think or what they feel. And then I'm going to have people raise their hands. And there's a way to raise your hand electronically. And I'll probably pull people that haven't done it before, but we'll see who wants to raise their hand, and we'll take at least a couple of people. Now, when I first learned this technique, I was learning it kind of like you guys are, except it wasn't even live. I was watching somebody guide somebody through this process as part of a class, and and so I was following along. You know, I brought up my angst, and then I just felt my body, and there I was at 5 o'clock in the morning, feeling my body for 30 minutes, maybe longer sometimes. This morning I did it for an hour. And it made me kind of like go, come on, Ralph, what are you doing? So pain in your back, okay. You know, you're just following this pain that's in your rib, or, you know, in Sandy's case, on your back. And it seems like, shouldn't I be doing something important here? Like, you know, I'm just paying attention to this, what's happening in my body thing. Like, you know, I've got a dull ache in my rib, big deal. But I kept at it. And then I noticed stuff right away changing in the physical world. So it's something that it's easy to miss, it's easy to discount, but if you do it, and you can use this first part of the recording, so the first 25 minutes is me talking you through it. You could replay that first 25 minutes and then have that as your words to keep you on track. Because if you do it every day, stuff will change. So physical as well as other. So if anybody wants to put their hand up in the chat, let's see who's up. Anybody? Sandy, Jeffrey. I am going to go with Sandy. I don't think I've worked with Sandy. Kimberly. And so we'll get to as many as we can in this time. Jim, awesome. Okay, first I'm going to go copies, Windows, done. Okay, I feel like going with Sandy first. So I'm going to click allow to talk for Sandy. And then I think you convert over, let's see. They do this, it seems like it kind of works differently each time. I don't know if they change their updates or something. So let's see. So I think I'm turned up. Can you hear me, Sandy? Unmute. Oh, let me unmute you. I think I didn't unmute. Unmute. It's not quite working. Let's see. Promote to panelist. Let me promote you to panelist. I think that'll work. Okay, I'm going to unmute you there. Yeah, I click it every time and it doesn't unmute. Is there something on your end, Sandy, that you can unmute? Unmute. Oh, there we go. It should work.
Hear me now?
I can hear you. Okay, great. Right. Okay, I'm glad you're here. Good work.
Happy to be here.
Good, good, good. Okay, so share as much as you want to share, but don't share anything you don't want to share. You know, because there's other people on the call and it's recorded and all that. But share as much as you want, and whatever you do share, anything you forget or you don't talk about is still included, because I've noticed that, you know, somebody's working on finances and their health improves, or somebody's working on their health and relationships improve. So so it's all included. But let's look for let's look for something to work on. What would you like to? And I got your email. So anything you want to let us know about what you would like to change today?
Well, I would like to be in an intimate relationship. And the thing that I would like to change about that is to be able to express my true feelings with someone who is genuinely interested in mutual growth.
Okay, that feels like a good spot. Okay, so, okay, awesome. So think about, and everybody else, think of anything that you want to change, anything you want. And then in a little bit, we'll do the whole thing together. And I'll be doing all the energetic pieces to help you. And then you'll be doing this process. This one thing that I want you to get today. Okay, so when you think of expressing your true feelings, can you think of a time when it was really not allowed for you to express your true feelings, or you were really shot down hard for doing that, or, you know, I won't have you talk about it much, but think about it for a moment, and then if anything you want to say about that, you can.
Oh, certainly. All through kind of primary school, or situations, getting together with somebody, and then not really feeling like I wanted to go along with what was happening, but didn't feel I had the ability, the courage, the skills, or whatever to say no, or I didn't like that, or I didn't want that, or something like that.
And do you have a time in your mind when it happened, like a really particular time where it's like, oh God, that was like when you didn't get to express your feelings? Like something that...
Yes. Around the age of 20, 21. And I guess it's a similar thing. Somebody criticized something that I was doing, and I just froze. I just couldn't, like it was a partner, and I couldn't respond in any way. You know, I couldn't say, oh, I didn't like that, or how dare you say that to me, or anything. I was just frozen, and I think deeply hurt.
Okay, can you pull up those feelings right now? Can you go live in that moment for a bit? Let us know if you can feel it again.
It's quite hard. It's quite hard.
Like when you're talking about it now, is it pulling up any angst for you, or is it causing you any angst or tension?
No.
Okay, so maybe you're clear of it already. So think of it for a moment and get really like in it, like, oh yeah, this is what happened, and let me know when you're in it.
All right.
Okay, and I actually have another one. I'm going to stop this for a moment because I'm getting a different hit. So is there a time right these days that just really bugs you? Something that's happening now, or something that tends to happen right now with certain people or certain situations?
Yes. There was something recently where I just felt I wasn't heard, no matter how I phrased it, or I almost felt like someone was saying to me, yes, well, there, you know.
Okay,
and not hearing.
Pull that up and see if there's any angst in there right now when you think of it.
Yes, I received an apologetic email, but I didn't even respond. I was so
okay. And when you saw the email come in, when you saw the email with the headline come in, the subject line, and just the person that was sending the email, how did you feel when you saw that email pop into your inbox?
I felt quite sick, actually.
Okay, that's what you want. Okay, so, and for everybody else, this is a great time to use this. You know, you get an email and you see the subject line, you see who it's from, and you're like, oh God, not that. And so then before you open the email, this is really good to do. Okay, I've seen numerous times in my own life where once I opened the email after doing this and coming to peace with it, I opened the email and it was perfectly good. And the few times that it wasn't good, I was like, didn't affect me. So so this is a way to take that bad event, that bad thing, that email coming in, it's like, oh my God, not that. And take that and then shift yourself. And then that actual email, that whole event of what that's all about is actually a miracle, because it lets you go right into some deep stuff that you can now change in your own body, in your own being. And then you're completely different. You've handled it. And then it'll never be quite like that again. And all sorts of cool stuff can happen. So does that make some sense?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So pull up the subject line of that email in your imagination. And you might even, if it's easy to get your email, you can go look at the subject line. And that person, and you got the email, it's in your inbox.
I deleted it.
Okay, awesome.
But I
Okay,
see what you mean. But I can
yeah.
still
But right now you can pull it up in your mind, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and you didn't respond, right?
No, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So pull it up in your mind. Okay, and now go ahead and notice what's happening in your body right now. As I do what I do, you can notice what's happening in your body right now.
So there's something going on with my shoulder and my neck, but it's quite subtle.
Okay, is there any
Right side, the right
right
side.
side? Is there anything going on in your body that's not subtle? That's like, oh.
There's a little pain in my foot. It's
Okay,
just
let's
started.
go back to the email. Um,
Okay.
okay, think of going back and undeleting that email and answering it.
Okay.
Okay, go back. Yeah, because right now you've taken it off of your list. Let's go back and undelete it. What would
Okay.
you like to undelete it, open it, read it, and respond? I mean, to really do that, what would
Sure.
that be like? Okay, now, do you have any angst in your body?
I feel like there's a lot of tension in my solar plexus.
Okay, that's what you're looking for. Okay, you got to pull up enough of the like make it real. And so if you were to undelete it and actually read it and then respond to it and have to deal with it and deal with that person. So now that solar plexus area, get very curious about what it's doing. What's happening in there?
I'd say that it felt like a tight knot, but
Okay,
but also the pain in my back, which is quite close to the base of my shoulder blade, is
okay.
back, and that's also
Where,
quite raw.
which one is the worst pain right now? What's the most intense one?
I think my back actually.
Okay, put your attention right into the most intense part of the most intense part. And just keep your attention right there. That's it. That's it. Keep your attention on what's happening in your body right now.
There's also quite a bit of tension around my that's just started in my jaw,
Okay. And
both sides, both sides.
so you got the solar plexus, the jaw, and the shoulder blades.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good job noticing all that. Notice which one is the most intense and keep your attention on the most intense one.
It's the jaw right now. It's currently that.
Okay, and just notice which side of the jaw is the most intense and put your attention right in the center, right in the most intense part of the most intense part. That's it. And what's happening in your body right now?
The jaw thing is still happening, and I think the solar because it has relaxed a bit. And the pain in the back, sort of shoulder blade area, has lessened a bit.
And so the one that's the
It's
most
still there,
intense.
but it's
Okay. Where's the most intense one now?
They seem to be quite equal.
Okay. Then just pick one. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah, you're doing great. Just keep your attention on one. In fact, maybe the jaw. Yeah, just
okay.
Keep it on the same one, and just get real curious of what is it doing. And you can even put a finger, like your middle finger, right on the area or right above the area, so that you're like keeping your finger right on it. So that if the most intense part moves a little, you can move your finger a little to keep your finger right on the most intense part.
Okay.
Just keep on it. It can seem so tedious and so like, why would we do something so simple? But I'm telling you, man, if you take the time and keep your attention on this until it's completely flattened out. By flattened out, I mean it's gone. But you're not trying to make it go away. You're just keeping your attention on it and noticing it. If you do that and make it your meditation practice, so that every morning you wake up, you pull up some angst, but you got to really pull it up. Like, we had to kind of go a little deeper, like make it real. Like, wow, if you really had to open that email and you had to interact with that person, now what do you feel? That's it.
It's almost radiating out a kind of numbness as well. It's weird because it feels painful, but it's almost starting to feel numb.
That's awesome. You're noticing the changes. Just keep noticing. And it's kind of cool because who knows what that means.
And I'm getting very hot. I'm feeling quite hot in my body and my hands.
Great. So you're noticing what's changing. You're noticing what's different. And you're keeping your attention on what's happening in your body, which is, you're doing great. The heat, the numbness, the pain. You're staying at a story. You're not trying to fix it. You're not judging it, calling it anxiety or fear or anything. Just what's happening. Great job. Yeah.
Actually, it's moving up the side of my face, both sides. And now there's kind of tension in my forehead.
Okay, great job noticing.
Eyebrow, both eyebrow area.
So it's great to use a finger for you because it's like to keep your attention on wherever it is. And you're doing a great job. You're not going into daydreaming about something else or thinking about your laundry. You're just staying right, just giving your attention fully right to whatever's happening in your body. Yeah. And I'm noticing what, there we go. And everybody else, if you're feeling something in your face, that's cool. But if you're feeling something completely different, that's still good. You're still connected with all this, and keep your attention on what's happening in your body right now. It's easy to miss, like I did for a long time. But right now you're here, and so you can keep your attention on what's happening in your body right now.
I can also feel it in my back teeth.
Okay.
The very, very back molars.
And what does that feel like? What is that?
On the lower part of the jaw.
What's happening in there?
It's like a dull ache, but not. It's really funny to say that it's not like toothache. It's just it feels like a solid mass of something. Like
Okay,
a small,
great.
intense, solid mass.
Yeah. So notice how big the mass is. Notice if it has a shape. Notice if there's a difference between the outer part of the mass and the inner part of the mass. Notice where it's the densest or the most intense. And then keep your attention right on that. That's it. Everybody, keep your attention on what's happening in your body right now. Very special time while you're in this space, while I'm helping you energetically, and while you're keeping your attention on what's happening in your body right now. And what's happening in your body right now?
It seems to be easing slightly.
And so as you scan your body, give us a rundown of what you're noticing.
The pain has gone from the eyebrow area, but there's still a sort of numbness in my cheek. Very, very mild. It's very subtle. And it's almost like the jaw and the tooth area are one and the same.
And how's your solar plexus area?
Oh, fine. Absolutely fine.
How's your shoulder blade area?
Yeah, that's fine too.
Okay, great. And then notice that area in your cheek or the teeth or the gums, and just put your attention on the most numb part or the most intense part. Yeah, put it right in there. Kind of like you had a little pin on the end of your finger, and you could insert it right into the most intense part.
Okay.
Right there. There you go. Yeah, kind of like you had a little measuring device at the end of that pin, and you're going to insert it right at the end of that pin into the center, the most intense part, and you're going to notice what's happening right there. That's it. Okay. And what's happening now?
It's still there, and it feels thick.
Thick. Okay. And notice how big an area feels thick.
It feels like it could be half an inch round on both sides.
Okay. And notice
Jaw.
notice the thickness. Get real curious of, is there any movement in that thickness? Somewhere in that thickness, is there something moving or happening?
No, it feels pretty static.
Okay, go into the most static part, maybe with that little pin at the end of your finger, or whatever works for you, it's a pin or just your finger, your attention. And notice at the most thick part, is there something happening, even if it's just a little movement or something? It's okay if there's not, but go really examine that.
No, it still feels static. It still feels like it's not moving. It's
Okay.
there.
Okay. Put your attention right into that most static, thick part, right in the middle. Kind of like maybe it's a rose that hasn't opened, and you're going to look for a seam to put your fingernail or the little thin probe right into the seam of that rose and see if you can unfurl it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, something just clicked in my back. like one of the vertebrae there. Yeah, slight movement.
Great job noticing. Yeah, keep unfurling that. Just go right into the seam. Get right into the center. Amen. Wow. And what's happening now?
It's still there, and the feeling of numbness again has kind of traveled up almost to the temple, and a sort of slight dull ache across my forehead. That's come back again.
Okay, so now do you feel you can keep your attention on it for a bit of time?
Yes.
Okay, keep your attention on it. Gently bring your focus back to what's happening in your body right now. You're doing great. And just keep your attention on that. You're not trying to change it. You're just being very clear so you can just like experience exactly what is happening there. Just keep your attention on it, follow it, use your finger to keep yourself right on it. And I'll check back in just a little bit. I'll leave you unmuted, and that way you can, if you want to say anything, you can. Okay, good work. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I'm going to unmute Sponge. What a great name, huh?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Oh, okay. Wow, it already worked. I thought I had to promote you to panelist. It's funny. It works differently at different times.
I had to click on mute and it worked.
Okay, well, I can hear you. Great. So welcome.
Well, hi. This is all brand new to me, so bear with me.
Okay, no, that's great. Great.
I finished the book today, and it really opened my eyes and helped me feel better about a few things. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, and you can tell me more now or later of all the things you noticed. I'd love to hear the stories. And
well,
so
the biggest thing I got out of reading Enlighten Up was that what I got out of it, the biggest thing was that we are all part of creation, and all of creation is awesome. So if all of creation is good and I'm part of creation, then I am good and I'm worthy of love from the universe. And I appreciate you reminding me of that with your work. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's really interesting. When I wrote that, I'm going to rewrite more. I'm going to do it again because this part that we're doing today, I didn't have at that time. And so, but and I was getting a lot of stuff, like I had to figure out how to get happy first because so much stuff had gone so weird. And so it was a lot of work, and it was true. Like you had to I had to get that same realization that it's all good, it's all God, it's all, energy, it's all perfect the way it is, to be neutral and all that. And then this technique made it so that I didn't have to work so hard to try to get my mind to like go with that idea, So this is a really big way to get where you get that even more and more and more and more in your daily life. So
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. So if there was something to be done for you today,
well, I'll give you some quick background. Unfortunately, it's complicated, but I have numerous genetic illnesses. I have a rare aggressive form of Crohn's disease. It's even in my esophagus. I also have rheumatoid arthritis, and then I have a condition. It's so rare, only 160 other people in the world have it. It's a form of spinocerebellar ataxia, which means my brain and my spinal cord my nervous system don't communicate very well. So I'm clumsy, and if you notice, my speech is a little slurred. I apologize for that. And typing is difficult because I also have tremors. But my health problems are not my problem because I'm Native American, and death is not something we fear. It's just a change of world, so I don't have any anxiety about my health. There are many days like today that I'm unable to walk. The only anxiety I have is like my insurance company has quit paying for some of my medicines this year. and there are treatments I need that would help me get out of my sick bed and lead a pretty normal life. But you know, if anybody's on Medicare, they know how much it stinks. But the biggest problem I'm having is last year or 2 years ago, I took in a homeless family and they did a lot of damage to my home. So I took in roommates since then to try to help pay the bills. And this year, several of them have either lost jobs or they've moved out. And my biggest problem right now is I have a severe anxiety about making sure I have enough food for my family that is still here. My fiance and my stepson and my daughter. That is my biggest issue is, will we have enough money to eat or pay the mortgage this month so we don't end up homeless? And then, like I said, it's been a really rough year. I can handle whatever happens to my body. I've been fighting Crohn's disease since 1985. I've had 8 surgeries, just no big deal.
Did you have surgery?
I've had 8 surgeries. We can't get a handle on it because it's a pretty rare aggressive kind of Crohn's. I can't eat any fruits or vegetables and things like that. Anything with a cell wall, it's
okay.
But that doesn't faze me. It's the finances that are really wearing me down this year. And I can describe it to you how it feels in my body is, if you've ever seen those old movies where people have a big, long like pole across their shoulders and they have a big jug of water hanging from each end.
Yeah.
That's how it feels, like that weight across my shoulders and especially right where my spine meets my neck.
I got you, man. Okay.
It feels like literally like 1,000,000 pounds just trying to drive me into the ground.
Okay. We're going to do the peace process in a bit. I'm going to, thank you for sharing all that. Okay. So, what you can do is, before we even do that, wow. I'll just start talking. Of course, you can notice what you notice and notice what's different after today, even with today, even now. And and I get you. Yeah, when I had my pain for a couple years and I couldn't figure it out, and I was people were telling me I was dying or make sure you're not having cancer or something, and I couldn't run and I was like having a harder time walking. Not as bad as it sounds like you have for sure, but it was really dark. And we had my wife was pregnant with our first boy, and it was crazy how the depression starts to kick in and like you just want to go die somewhere, but it's like you're worried about everybody. So I get that, and so then I figured out that there was a toxin that was affecting me, and I got rid of that, and then found the remedy, and then that made all the difference in the world. I got my running back, got my health back, got everything, and so and I'm going to tell one more story. I have one woman that I saw. Do I tell that story? Yeah. That it was interesting. I'll just talk, Ralph. So so when we first moved up here, I took a job with somebody that was to help see if I could just let me just kind of get my feet back on the ground. And so I took a job at a therapy clinic, and she knew I did interesting things. And she wanted me to work there. So I was like, okay, cool. But I kind of had to keep myself under wraps, like keep it kind of hidden about all the stuff that I saw and what I was doing. Because she took insurance and she was playing in that world, and she had doctors sending her people. But there was one woman that came in. This wasn't the one that got me fired. The only time in life I was fired. But she came in with a diagnosis of scleroderma, which is a really bad diagnosis. I mean, they just dying and getting hard. Their whole body turns to stone, and then they can't breathe, and then that's it. And they'd already done surgeries to widen her, I guess, esophagus or trachea, widen something. And but there it was again, and she was getting really tight and really sore. Came in with a cane, and I didn't know what. I was like, well, I can't. I know we have 40 minutes, and we're doing a co-treatment with the other therapist, because I was still getting trained up in how to do the insurance things, and they were waiting for my insurance things to say that I could treat people alone. And so I did this, what I'm doing now. And I just stood up, actually stood up then. I'm supposed to stand up now. Stood up and did this. And she started going, wow, what are you doing? And the other therapist was like, your skin is getting better. And her neck was looking better, and her hands quit hurting. And she left. We had to go take her cane because she had forgotten her cane, and she was feeling really good and happy and laughing. I ended up getting fired for somebody else that I worked on in a very interesting way that just made the therapist I liked, the owner, was cool. She just was getting really nervous that doctors were going to get really concerned. And wow. And so I never found out how she ended up. But yeah, so everything that Sponge really wants. Okay. And now we're going to take the sponge, and sponges are not supposed to be for scrubbing other things up. It's supposed to be out in the ocean. We'll put you back in the ocean. Whoa, okay. Whew. So I want to just check in right now before we start the peace process. We're going to go a little over because I just want to. So right now, what are you feeling over there right now? Like, is there anything different for you in this moment?
Right now, it's I've been fighting, holding the emotions in for a long time to look brave for my family. At the moment, I still feel that weight across my shoulders, but tears that I've been fighting for months to hold back are trying to force their way out. That's
okay. Okay. So now for your family, let's go do this. So think about your family. Think about the money. Think about what having the money means. What would it mean to have the money? Okay, and now you're doing great. So go inside in your body, head to toe, and now you can let that go and just notice what is happening in your body in this moment, and let me know what that is.
Honestly, for most of the day in the last few days, it literally has felt like that pole, the water carrying pole, like I described. But honest, at the moment, it feels as if it's gotten a bit lighter, but not because of anything I'm doing, but because of things others are doing. If that makes any sense to you at all, like other people.
What do you feel? What do you feel in your body right now? Like not as if it's this thing, but inside your skin. What do you feel?
I don't feel as heavy as I did before.
Do you feel, okay, let me just check in, is this done?
I literally felt like there was 5 million pounds trying to crush me down into the earth. That's how I felt.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm getting, let me hang on. So, Windows. Whoa. Okay, so now take your attention inward, inside your skin, and without needing to make any kind of visual to tell me about, like, it feels like this, without needing to say that, just notice what's happening in your body. Just take a moment, and you don't need to tell us just yet. Just notice what's happening inside your skin, inside your body.
Oh my.
And tell me what is happening in your body right now.
Well, the best way to describe it, I'm sorry, I have to use metaphors a lot. When I meditate, I astral project, and I feel as if at those times, there's times I feel like I'm lighter than air, and that's what I'm starting to feel again.
Okay, yeah, I have a feeling it's already done, but I want to just make sure. We're going to look at all the little nooks and crannies, whatever a nook and a cranny is. So, put your attention inside. You're doing great, and just see, like if you were a reporter. Well, no, reporters might use metaphors. Like if you were a little measuring device, electronic measuring device that could say, oh, it's pressure here, it's tension here, it's a pain here, it's cold here, it's hot here. Go inside and see what your measuring device would report back to us.
Decreasing pressure on my spine and shoulders.
Okay, and go to the spine and shoulders and report in of what's there right now.
It's better than it was when I started this call. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, of course. And then so right now, what's the status of it? Like if you had to report in, okay, here's what's going on in this instant. It's better, and what is it? Where is it at right now?
Right now, it's reduced to just the spot where my spine hits my neck, my shoulders.
Okay, go right there. Okay, go right to the spot where your spine hits the shoulders, and go right into the center of that, without needing to name it, without needing to call it anything, just to notice it. That's it. Keep your attention right on it. You could put a finger from the front of it or in the back, wherever you can kind of access it if you want. But mostly it's keeping your attention on what's happening right now. Not even a metaphor, just like it's this, it's pressure, it's pain, it's tight, it's dense, it's whatever it is.
It's still a crushing pain, but not as bad.
Okay, great. Go to the crushing pain and notice how big an area that is.
It has shrunk down to about the size of a golf ball now. It was
okay. Go right to that golf ball area size and notice it, and then kind of notice how big it is and the shape of it, and if it's different on the outer edge versus the inner edge, or the left or the right, or the top or the bottom. Get really clear. Just keep your attention right on it. That's it. Keep your attention right on it. That's it. Just give it space. You're not trying to change it. You're just there noticing it. You're just there with it. That's it. Okay. Keep on that. I'm going to do something over here.
It's like the weight of the universe is in one tiny area.
Yeah, go right to it. Just stay with it. It's changing. You're going to just notice it. That's it. That's it. Wow. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Connect.
That's much better.
Yeah. And what's happening in your body right now?
Relaxation.
And how's that golf ball area?
I don't even feel it anymore, to be honest.
Okay. Now, when you think of, good work. When you think of your family and the money and what's going to happen, when you think of it just right now in this moment, does it bring up any angst or something?
At the moment, no.
Okay, awesome. So you are different. And yeah, you're different, my friend. Truly. Wow. I need to work on this now. This is awesome. So yeah, so you're so awesome. So yeah, do I say any more? I think this is good. So your relationships with everything can be different now, even from the past.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of funny because it's like, I saw stuff and I could tell you stuff I saw, but I don't think that's the cool part, because it's like, then it's like your mind might try to make sense of stuff that I saw, but that doesn't matter, because the important thing is that you're at peace when you think of this thing, kind of like Sandy being at peace with the idea of opening that email and sending her email out to those people. She doesn't have to do that, but if she's at peace with whether she does it or doesn't do it, then everything's different. It's like,
Right.
it's what we talk about, right? The neutrality thing. But you
Your
can't.
book, Enlighten Up, said, you have to make the conscious decision to let it go. And years ago, I made the conscious decision not to be anxious about my health, because whatever, I'll do all I can, take all the medicines I can, but there's things you can't control with your body. And
Yeah. And so
I'm doing everything I can financially, so I have to let it go. If I'm doing everything I can, I can't waste
Yeah.
my time worrying about it. And
but what's cool is then you can be led to, there might be something really cool to do for money, or there might be something really cool that money just pops in, or there might be something really cool that pops in for your health. So what I want you to do is email me your email, so I know who you are, and and I'll send you some stuff for your health, because I've seen Crohn's disease go away. I've got clients that happened.
I have friends that are in remission. We can't get a handle on mine.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure, I'm going to email you just to make sure there's nothing missing that I see in the physical world. If you want, I'd love to do that for you, and just to make sure that if there's something that I go, wow, just do this one thing.
Okay.
So make sure you let me know who you are so I can email you.
Yes,
This
sir.
was awesome. Yeah, thank you for being on and being so open. And
The reason I go by Sponge is my real first name is Dwayne, but that name was given to me by people. Dwayne was a frightened and abused little boy, and he doesn't exist anymore.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I get it. Okay, man.
Thank you kindly, and thank you to everyone. I felt everyone trying to help.
This is awesome. Thank you, Sponge. Thank you. Okay. All right. And then Sandy, how do you feel?
I'm feeling almost drowsy. I'm so relaxed.
Awesome. Good. Okay. And when you think of opening up that, finding the email, undeleting it, opening it, and responding or not responding, or let's say responding, how do you feel about that right in this instant?
Neither here nor there about it. It's
Great. Yeah.
it's fine.
And great. Yeah. My wife is using this process right now for a couple of relationships that went really weird. A lot of times when you start changing, your interface with different people can be so different, and a couple of them started acting very strange to her. It's like, what are they doing? And one in particular, she knows that she has to be at peace whether she sees them or doesn't see them, because she's probably going to see them. We're in a small town, but then when she's at peace with whether she sees them or doesn't see them, then a lot of stuff in her shifted, and all sorts of relationship stuff can be different. So you're in a great spot. So I'm not saying you have to email this person, but to be at peace whether you do it or not is really, really cool. Cool,
Yeah.
huh?
Yes, very cool. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rolf. Brilliant.
You're welcome. It's so awesome, Sandy. Okay, and everybody else, I'm going to do this because I know we have other people that have raised their hands, but we are at an hour 15. So, so let's just take everything everybody wants and use this first 25 minutes or even the whole thing again, and everything you want. Oh, that's going to be good, you guys. And we'll be on again in a month. So email me, let me know what's different, whether you were Sandy or Sponge or anybody else. And I will see you all in a month. Okay, email me. I'd love to get emails and hear what's going on. Let's see. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Okay. Something cool is happening. All right, everybody, email me, let me know, and I will see you all in a month. Bye now.